Hi guys, Lindsay here. I am back from my meteorology conference that I went to. It was in Boise, Idaho. Honestly, really, really fun. Do not sleep on Boise, a really cool town. I absolutely loved it. Lots of food, lots of places to hike. Weather was great. So they could use a few storms though, I will be honest. But let's talk about our storm chances in the forecast. So first of all, you can see I'm on the Storm Prediction Center's website, Storm Prediction Center right here. You can look at any watches, mesoscale discussions if you want, storm reports, but there's really nothing really going on in a big way. If you click on meso analysis and then click see all these boxes kind of overlap, I want to use this one so I can look at Wisconsin a little bit. Which is right there. There we go. You can look at data specifically for that region. Now there are rather a couple of little bits of some showers and storms right here. I don't expect any big issues today. In fact, as we look at the weather models for later today, I want to go back to SPC Wisconsin. This is just a good tool I use so you guys can see we're under a pretty low risk of anything strong today. We just don't have those dynamics. We don't have a lot of energy. We do have some clouds that inhibit some of the energy. We also do not have a lot of wind shear because that whole system has already pushed its way out. So, as far as the forecast goes today, I'm not really worried about severe weather. Now, we did have a microburst yesterday. It's basically when you have a lot of moisture in a thunderstorm and it just falls out and it creates this whoosh effect. And it created an 82-mile-an-hour wind gust at Timmerman Airport, knocked over planes and everything. That was the only storm that did anything yesterday, which was crazy. So actually, if we just go to micro burst, I don't have one from basically that I have of the one we had, but you can see this is kind of like a time lapse of what it looks like right there. You see it, the big ball of moisture and just falls out of the storm as the storm collapses. This is different from a downburst. A downburst is a collapsing storm and you just get the winds out of it. This one comes with the precip ball and it flies out of there. You can get some pretty crazy damage too out of that. So this is from the Weather Service's website about what a microburst is. If you want to read more on that, just go to what is a microburst from the National Weather Service, and then they kind of go into the science behind what it does. You see that cool air in a thunderstorm, the whoosh that I talked about, and I love this time lapse right here that just shows like the ball of moisture falling out of the storm. Very, very cool. Happened at around 7:38 last night over the Timmerman Airport. I tried to find one of our time lapses that had this, but I couldn't find any. All of our cameras were pointed like a little bit in different directions. So I looked for it, but I might talk about it on the news at 11. As far as any storms today, we just have these little guys that pop up right here between about 3 and 9 p.m. or so. Not really too worried about this. As I mentioned, we don't have a lot of convective variability. I mean, as you can see, the Cape is it's about 500. I mean, you can get a rumble out of that, but I don't see anything worth being worried about. And the shear, as I mentioned, is pretty low because that whole system pushed out of here. So there's really no shear. If we do get some stuff today, it would just be pulse thunderstorms. They pulse up, they rain, and basically get eliminated at that point. As far as any precip goes, that's going to move on out, and we're good for about 2 days. The end of the week is definitely looking a little bit more turbulent. As we look at the GFS, you can see as we go forward, here's 18Z right here on Wednesday. I don't see anything. I am going to call for Thursday, maybe like a pop-up. So you get these guys right here, maybe a pop-up. Friday, kind of the same thing. Could see a pop-up. It does look a little bit more interesting as we get into the weekend. We get more scattered thunderstorms. Nothing that I'm like, wow, I got to tell everybody about this right now. So I'm going to go to the WPC and show you what's causing this. So Wednesday, we're still under this beautiful ridge of high pressure. And then we go to the other outlooks and you can see we still have high pressure, but we do have all this activity to the south of us. What's causing the uptick in anything that's heading our way is going to be this warm front, this low, this warm front here. It's going to be pushing its way through, likely increasing more so Saturday. So for now, I'm calling isolated Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, we kind of start to see that frontal system push through and it moves out on Sunday. So as far as anything else associated with that, I think we're pretty good when it comes to the forecast. I'm going with, actually, if we just go to the WISN page, and you scroll down to the weather portion, which we moved it down due to the fallen officer today. I got to find it. So if I just go to weather on the side here, there's my forecast from this morning right there. Again, this hourly stuff, unfortunately, we are not able to actually update. So I wouldn't even bother looking at this. Go to the map room. This is all our stuff. These are all of our graphics. This is what I made right here. That's my 7-day from today. I have low 80s, mid 80s. The humidity is going to be really gross, by the way. 90 and then 92 going into Friday, Saturday. So I would say that Friday, Saturday has the best of those storm chances as we go to the fourth holiday. I do want to try to keep these 5 minutes or lower because I don't know who's staying this long, but I hope you guys had a great weekend and looking forward to the work week. Have a good one.